You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Black and White sports fans, let's talk about Raiders defensive lineman Carl Nassib. Now, a couple of months ago, I should say, Carl Nassib actually came out and said that he was gay. I made a video on that, and I basically said, you know what? This really is not a big deal. It's not a surprise that an NFL player is gay. I'm willing to bet, guys, that there is more than one gay NFL player in the league right now. They're just not coming out like Carl Nassib. Now, he came out, and I'm thinking, well, he really didn't have to do that. Why is he doing this? He actually donated money to some kind of a charity, and that was pretty much it. Now, he did make a big play in week 1 of this NFL season to help the Raiders win a game. But now, guys, he has come out on an interview, and he's actually talked about coming out the closet. And he was actually a bit hesitant to actually come out because he actually thought this could actually affect his career. So, guys, let's go over here to Fox News here. Raiders Carl Nassib on coming out gay. Quote, I didn't know if it would ruin my career. Now, me personally, guys, this is the way I think on this. If you can play, you can play. In the case of a Michael Sam, who became the first openly gay athlete to get drafted into the NFL, Michael Sam couldn't play. Carl Nassib obviously can play because this is his 6th season. Michael Sam never saw a regular season game because he could not play, had nothing to do with his sexuality. But it says here, Las Vegas Raiders defensive lineman Carl Nassib became the first active player in league history to come out as gay in June. In a recent interview on Combat Stories with Darren Waller and Donnie Starkins, Nassib said he was concerned that coming out would ruin his NFL career. Quote, I thought about it every once in a while. I thought about how I wanted to do it, when I could do it, Nassib said on the show. I didn't know how people would react. I wanted to make sure I was financially stable before I did it. I didn't know if it would ruin my career. I didn't know if guys would be supportive or not. Close quote. Okay, so he actually came out, I believe it was on Instagram, if I'm not mistaken. Instagram or Twitter, I don't remember exactly which one. I think it was Instagram, though. And he said, basically, hey, I'm gay. This is who I am. That was pretty much it. And I'm going to donate money to some charity, some LGBT charity. That's pretty much it. Okay, that was in the story right there. To me, anyway, at least I thought that would be the end. He never went into any detail about any of this until now. However, Carl Nassib didn't even know he was gay up until about 4 years ago. So did he ever date women or anything like that? I really don't know. I couldn't tell you. But it says here, Nassib said that he realized he was gay 4 years ago and he didn't want to come out right away because he was more focused on his career and establishing himself in the league. Nassib felt like it was his responsibility to come out and make it sociably acceptable in the locker room. Now, obviously, I've never been in a locker room. And when you think of the NFL, you think of men wanting to be men and being with women. Now, we know that's obviously not going to be the case in every situation. In the case of Carl Nassib, maybe he's thinking about it this way. He's in the locker room with all these guys. And we know in NFL locker rooms and in the showers, there's going to be a bunch of naked men in there. And maybe some guys would actually feel uncomfortable. I don't really know. I've never been in that situation. Now, I've been in the Navy and boot camp. Yeah, you're going to shower with guys butt naked. That's just the way it is. But I'm coming from my standpoint is I'm not in the LGBT community. So I don't know exactly how he feels, but I'm thinking he was going to be okay. His career would have been okay because think of the times we're living in, guys. Right now, you actually have a Playboy bunny. I believe it's Playboy. That's not a woman. A Playboy bunny, that's a man. Think about that. 20 years ago, you would never saw that happen, but it's happening right now. This is the days that we're living in right now. Quote, when I decided to come out, it was not easy, Nassib said. Personally, for my life, I didn't want to do it, but I felt a huge obligation to my community, to all the young kids out there who are struggling with their sexuality. If I could just help a few of them out, then I could sleep better at night, close quote. Nassib, a Penn State product, is in his sixth season in the NFL and his second with the Raiders. He also spent time with the Cleveland Browns and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Before Nassib, no openly gay or bisexual player had previously played a regular season down in the NFL. Michael Sam was openly gay when drafted out of the University of Missouri in 2014, but Sam never made a roster spot in the league. Now, we actually did have a Hall of Famer Warren Moon come out and said that he actually played with multiple gay players. He didn't think it was a big deal, and we know that Warren Moon played back in the 80s and the 90s for the most part, and it was never a big deal. But now we're living in a different time. It's actually more socially acceptable now for people to come out as part of the LGBT community. We have seen that. So I believe that Carl Nassib would have been just fine. Now, if this was in the 1980s, maybe not so much. But he is in the most friendliest time for members of the LGBT community. I don't think that anything would have happened to him. I still think he would have had a career if he can play. Now, obviously, this is sixth season. Like I said before, he can play. That's the only thing that I see right there. Can he play? I don't really think this is much of a big deal. I understand his concern. I get that. But all in all, if you can play, you'll be on an NFL roster, no matter your sexuality in today's NFL. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, did Carl Nassib actually have to be concerned about his NFL future, his career for coming out as gay? I don't think he had to worry about it in this age. Maybe back, 20, 30 years ago, that actually could have been a legitimate concern, but I don't think it's a concern on anything right now. I really don't. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.